Hey guys, I'm Gazelle here, back with more NFL picks. We are week number 5. Last week for week number 4, I went 10-5, which is a pretty good record actually. Much better than what I've been doing. Well, not much better, but it's improvement, and that's what I'm striving for, is improvement. So, without further ado, let's see what the picks are, or the week 5 games are. Thursday night we have Colts at Patriots. This is a juicy game. This should be a good one because the Colts, I don't know if you guys remember in the offseason, were set to hire McDaniels as their head coach. At the last second, he pulled out. Stayed at New England, took some big fat checks from New England to stay there. So this is kind of a revenge game in a way, as well as Colts and Patriots have a history of rivalry just in the sport in general. So this should be a lot of fun. The Patriots have dominated this matchup since Andrew Luck's been with the Colts. This should be a good game, but I am going to go Patriots. I think they take care of the Colts here. The Patriots are starting to get hot too. So next we have first Sunday game. We have Titans at Bills. Titans with a shaky quarterback position because Marcus Mariota is battling that hand numbness that he's been dealing with. Are at the Bills, which the Bills, who knows if they're a quality team or not. They destroyed the Vikings, but then they got blown out by the Packers. So take it for what you will, but I do think the Bills will get the job done here. They're at home. They play good at Buffalo, so I'm going Bills. We have the Falcons at Steelers. Steelers they could be in some trouble here. Well, both of these teams are actually kind of desperate for a win. The Falcons are 1-3. Steelers are 1-2-1, right? Yeah, 1-2-1. So they both really need a win. I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I think the Falcons are playing better football on both sides of the ball. Their defense has been playing terribly. So I take back what I just said. Their offense is playing great. Their defense is not so much. But I think the Falcons' offense is playing so well, and the Steelers are just so... This is a year where the Steelers are kind of not going to be in playoff contention, I think. So I'm going to go Falcons here, and I think it'll be kind of a blowout. We have the Broncos at the Jets. The Broncos coming off a very close loss to the Chiefs, the Chiefs are a very good team. The Jets are coming off a loss to... I can't remember who they played, but I think they're coming off a loss against the Saints. That's who it was. No, wait, no, the Saints played the Giants. Wrong New York team. Anyway, Broncos going to the Jets. I think the Broncos are a better team. They have been playing pretty well on both sides of the ball, honestly. And they played a pretty well-played game against the Chiefs, but even though they lost. So I'm going to go with Broncos. I do think they're just the better team. I think the Jets have a bright future, but not this year. Next, we have the Jaguars and the Chiefs. If the Chiefs are undefeated. And if they were to lose a game, I could see them losing to the Jaguars because the Jaguars have such a dominant defense. But it all comes down to whether or not Blake Bortles and the offense can do enough. And the Chiefs' defense is not that great, even though it's at Arrowhead. I'm sure the Chiefs are favored in this game because Patrick Mahomes has been playing phenomenally well. But I'm going to go with the Jaguars. I feel like I'm kind of gambling here. I'm going to guess that Blake Bortles has a good game. And I think the defense does what they need to do to stop Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going to go with the Jaguars. Next, we have a divisional battle, Packers at Lions. Lions are not a bad team. They only have one win, and it was against the Patriots. But the other 3 games they played are kind of disappointing affairs. The Packers are starting to get their mojo back a little bit. Aaron Rodgers is getting healthier. I'm going to go with the Packers here. I think this will be a good game. Divisional NFC North is always pretty close matches between them. Yeah, it's going to be a close game. I'm going to go with Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers gets it done. Ravens at Browns, another divisional game. The Browns are much improved. Obviously, their rookie quarterback is the spark that the team needed desperately after their huge losing streak. But the Ravens come into town, and the Ravens are such a balanced team. They're one of the better teams in the AFC, I think. You have to pick the Ravens here. I mean, you don't have to, but if someone held you at gunpoint and said, hey, pick one of these two, better bet is to go Ravens. They're playing much better football, much better on both sides of the ball. So yeah, I'm going to go Ravens. We have Giants at Panthers. The Giants really are kind of lacking protection for Eli. Eli's having kind of a rough year. The Panthers have been playing pretty solid football, and it's at Carolina, so this one's a pretty easy pick for me. I'm going to go Panthers. I think they get the job done. Dolphins at Bengals. The Dolphins are now 3-1. They lost their first game at New England. It wasn't even close. They got destroyed. And they're going to a Bengals team that is 3-1, and they're playing some good football, if you ask me. I think the Bengals are also one of the better teams in the AFC. So I'm going to go with the Bengals here. I think they get the job done against the Dolphins team. That's not all that great. Raiders at Chargers. Raiders finally got their win and a shootout between them and the Browns of all teams. The Browns got in a shootout with them. It was like 42-45 final score. Is ridiculous. They go into a Chargers team that just beat the Jimmy G-less 49ers in a close game, but it was actually in LA too. So the Chargers, I don't really know if they're playing all that well. But I do think they'll be better than the Raiders. I don't really like John Gruden's kind of the mojo he's got around that team right now. So I'm going to go with the Chargers here. I think they get the job done. Cardinals at 49ers. We have a rookie quarterback for the Cardinals against a 49ers team that is without their starting quarterback. It's at San Francisco. So this game could go either way. But I don't think the Cardinals are going to go without a win this whole year. I think they'll manage to get a win here. I think Josh Rosen puts together a nice game. And I think they get the W. So I'm going to go Cardinals. Vikings at Eagles. Vikings coming out of a shootout. I was at that game with the LA Rams. Typical heartbreaking loss for the Vikings. Their defense got shredded, which is so baffling to me. I don't really know why their defense is playing so bad, but it is. There's no dancing around that. They're playing pretty bad. The offense is playing well, despite a pretty bad offensive line. Kirk Cousins is like the 4th in the NFL in passing yards right now. And they're going to an Eagles team that's coming off a very close overtime loss to the Colts. The Eagles obviously have Carson Wentz back, and they're playing better. But this is a game that both teams really need. I think this is like the desperation game of the week because the Vikings are 1-2-1. The Eagles are 2-2. Yeah, man, I don't know. This could be a close game. Just because I'm a homer, I'm gonna go Vikings. If you're picking these games, the smart money would probably be the Eagles because it's at Philadelphia. But me personally, I'm gonna pick the Vikings because I think they're due for one game where they play well on both sides of the ball. It has not happened yet this year, but they're so talented. It's just weird that they haven't. So I'm gonna go Vikings. A very close game. I can go either way, honestly. Rams at Seahawks. How the times have changed. 4 or 5 years ago, the Rams were like the laughingstock of the NFL. Jeff Fisher. Seahawks were on top of the world. Continuous Super Bowl contending team. And now the roles are reversed. The Rams are one of the best teams, if not the best team in football. And the Seahawks might just be one of the worst, despite their great quarterback. It's so strange how a few years can change things so quickly. I think the Rams will roll in this game. Russell Wilson is the only weapon the Seahawks have, and I don't know. I saw the Rams in person, and even though the Rams defense got torched by Minnesota, I think their offense is so good. It doesn't matter if their defense fails any week. So, yeah, I'm going to go Rams there. Sunday Night Football, we have Cowboys at Texans. A matchup of two Texas teams. That should be pretty big. Two disappointing teams, though. The Cowboys and the Texans are both off to a 1-3 start. The Texans coming off a win against... who did they just beat? They beat a team in overtime. Pretty sloppy affair. And the Cowboys won in a pretty close game against the Seahawks. Ezekiel Elliott's all that team has. Dak Prescott hasn't been playing terribly well, but he also doesn't have many people to throw to, so that's probably part of it. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think they just get it done. I'm not really high on the Texans this year. I think that they're vulnerable in a lot of areas. And even though the Cowboys don't really have a lot of weapons, I think they'll get it done. Don't know why. Not really a lot of confidence in that game. I'll go Cowboys. Monday Night Football, we have the Redskins at the Saints. This should be a fun game. Straight up, I'm going Redskins. The Saints defense has looked pretty bad recently. They've been in shootouts every week because their defense has failed to stop anyone. And I think the Redskins can control the clock with Adrian Peterson, and now they have Alex Smith, and their defense is playing pretty well. I think they're just the more balanced team right now. And it is at New Orleans, but people have been going into New Orleans and just piling up points on this pretty bad Saints defense, so it doesn't really matter if it's there or not. So I'm going to go Redskins. And that is my Week 5 NFL picks. I I'm improving. I went 9-7, whatever, 9-7, whatever, and I don't remember what I did. Well, so week 4 I went 10-5. So I'm getting better, slowly but surely. So hopefully this week I just go undefeated. That'd be awesome. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. That is my week 5 NFL picks. Do not use these picks to bet on any money or survivor pools. It's just for fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, this has been Mighty Gazelle. Hoping you all have a mighty day. See you guys.